play as well in the top left-hand side with the tag Whale Tail. It is going to be TooDming. Of course, playing for Zoo. Not to be confused with the Warlocks in Hearthstone. We have our other player in the bottom right-hand side playing for Jinna Green Wings, and it's going to be Trap. And I am just fumbling all over myself right now. And I'm just blaming stress and the fact that I did not get a proper breakfast. But hey, who needs breakfast when you have esports, right? We can live off a passion. So right now, let's see what builds we're going to see here from our two players. Trap open up with a panel on the low ground. Hasn't built anything yet. Now kind of moving down. So are we going to see a bit of a forge? Yeah, we are. There we go. So forge first coming out here from Trap, which is going to be quite interesting because we have seen TooDming before go for like hatch first, and especially we've seen 3 hatch before pool from a lot of Zugs here in the Kung Fu Cup. But in this case, it's going to be pool first. Playing really safe here is TooDming, and that's something really admirable. As said in the previous game, we saw Mystery play a very aggressive, very, very fragile style against Zest. And I think when you are the Korean player here, coming in knowing that you have more experience, you are considered to be better, and you're more solid in the mechanical part of the gameplay, then you definitely should always be looking at your opponent to say, he might all-in me or cheese me any point in the game. And I think that's exactly what Zest was doing. Pretty well, actually. He dealt really well with the Detour Ass and had a very good follow-up. Same here, though, I think. But I love the fact that Trap wanted to be slightly aggressive here with the Forge first. And we see TooDming, instead of going for that exact move that Mystery did, goes for the pool first. He plays it safe. He's not trying to make 8 links and catch a palm or anything. He's just going to play it completely standard. He goes for the hatch, then he gets his third hatch right away. We see the drone already leaving the base. Everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. Now remember, these are going to be GSL groups, so no players out just yet. Mystery lost, yes, but he's going to face the loser of this series after, of course, the winners have faced each other. I think most people here are pretty hyped up for the PvP, but we're going to see. As I said, I'm still counting pretty heavily here on TooDming. I think a lot of people do tend to discount him all too early. Olo coming in, almost sacrificing himself, but he does see the... oh, never mind, that was just Cybercore. That was a pretty late one. So he does see the Cybercore, he sees nothing weird at all. Trap scouting really thoroughly, make sure there is a third base. You don't want to let your opponent just get his pool, get his first hatch, and then just do something crazy with the roaches perhaps, or, you know, just tech. I remember back when Swarm hosts were as they... well, before the nerf or buff, however you want to call it, the change, basically. Some people loved to do kind of 2-base stuff if they got cannoned, and then we saw people do that even when they weren't cannoned. So, of course, it's always great when you play these games, especially, I want to say, against someone who knows the Chinese meta. You always want to check for third base, and then, of course, if he's actually droning that third base. In Kung Fu Cup so far in the group stage, we've seen tons of Ling Hydra base play. Of the 3 bases, we've seen a ton of pool first, but also some 3 hatch before pool. Nice control, by the way, of TooDming not losing that Ling. It's really easy to actually mess up and do really quickly there. It does seem like you have a lot of time on you, but while you're macroing and all, it's really easy to lose your scouting links. You need those to see what is going on. Trap now looking for that overlord. Can't actually see it here on the slight high ground, I believe, but he's just making sure that there is no scout they can remove here for TooDming. But so far so good. Nothing weird is really going on from these players. We see +1 on the way, just chronoing on the next eye, and yeah, not too much happening whatsoever. Right now, I believe Lucas would talk about, you know, different kinds of all-ins, but I just want to say this looks really standard. If you scout this as a Zerg player, you just assume it's going to be a bit of what you call an expansion play. Of course, you have to wait, of course, for the gas to come down to know for sure. You have to see if there are any more gates coming down. But overall, this is going to be very standard, very safe play from both players here. Love this, by the way. The Spore Core goes down right away. It's going to help a bit, and especially saving that drone. Nice micro with the Queen so far. But of course, Trap, a pretty nice move. Has to watch out, though. It loses his Zeld right away. It takes a lot of damage on the Monster Core. He's getting chased out. He still keeps it, though. But Trap not getting all too much with that. He forced up to 8 links. There were already a few out, I believe, so not the biggest of deals, really. And now we see TooDming just moving out a bit as Trap is going to go for his third base, and TooDming is going to see this. Behind this, of course, we do see Twilight Console for that +2, and of course Blink to come up. So this looks like a very, very standard play from Trap, who can then be aggressive behind this. But we see TooDming, he's stopped at 50 workers. He might add a few more, but he's getting a lot of roaches, a lot of links right now. Speed is about to be done. He doesn't have La. Now he's just starting it. He doesn't have Glide Constitution because of it, which means that as he's pressuring right now, he's not going to have roach speed. So these roaches are really immobile compared to what they can be. They're really easy to force field, but they're really strong as well because it's so early in the game, and they're here to pressure and kind of punish the early third base. Let's see if TooDming can really do that, though. He can spike slightly, and now Trap knows what's going on. He's not going to have his Monster Core in position for that Photon O charge or Time Warps. And now it's all about TooDming zoning out these sentries and attacking the third base. 22 more links in production, and he's just waiting for the roaches, really. These links are kind of enough to just threaten the third base. Needs to see some Warpers in the third here for Trap. Now, these roaches should be enough to deter the sentries. Nice force fields coming down here from Trap. At the same time, these links are looking for the sentry. Again, great force fields. Great trap by Trap. And that might actually be enough to hold. More links, though, sweeping in from behind. More force fields going down. The roach is getting right on top of these sentries, and he might actually not be enough. The photon charge has gone down. He's dealing a lot of damage. The links are getting right on top of these sentries, but they're holding for now. The last roaches are going down as well. And look at that, Trap actually is holding, and he survives. That was pretty close for a second. It looked like he had phenomenal force fields, but more and more links were wrapping in here. But the last few made sure he didn't lose all those sentries, and now can continue to pressure. He has this +2 on the way. As Blink, everything's looking great for Trap. What is TooDming to do now that he kind of failed his attack? Well, he's gone up to 73 workers. He's adding more links. He's added his hardest den. We see Glide Constitution on the way. But I do believe we should just see some real nice Ling. Actually, we might see the Ling Hydra to start off with, but we might actually see that Roach Hydra Viper coming out as a follow-up. Question is if he's going to have time for that. Now we see Trap pressuring against TooDming. And this, of course, is a huge danger. That's a lot of links, though, and not enough zealots to really deal with them efficiently. So we might see a few sentries going down. Nice force field will make sure only one does, but that's 6 force field. And he can't afford to spend way too many. Nice, quick 4th base, considering the pressure that we saw from TooDming. Really like this, and we might see an Infestation Pit come down quite soon to just make sure he can go up to those Vipers. We saw Life try that as well, but he had a pretty hard time really establishing the Viper play. He messed up his micro a few times. It wasn't all too clean, so to say. So, +3 is on the way. We're going to see Blink just now finishing up as TooDming just scouting. He sees there's quite a formidable forces. His +2 is done, +3 is on its way, and that's kind of all he needs to know. Trap, not even trying to deny this, is just going to scout it with 1 Zealot, so he knows it is actually going to go down. And, what is the plan on Trap? Well, he's going to make sure that, okay, we see a 4th base. Instead of adding Claw Sight, let's just add our High Templars, because they are such a hard counter to those Vipers. Vipers do nothing against the High Templars, and actually, High Templars, they don't just counter with the feedback, they're actually really effective against the Ling Hydra composition, even against Roaches, considering the Storms as well. Trap, though, has to be looking to either go for a big 3-base play or try to get a 4th base. Right now we see more of these gateways going down, and Trap is far behind supply-wise and army-wise, but of course, with his control, having this many sentries, he can hit a very nice timing as Storms finish up. But we haven't really seen the Vipers being a tech choice here for TooDming. He hasn't gone into the Hive. He can definitely just defend as with what he has, and he can definitely just keep making Roach Hydra for the time being, since he does trade really well. I would love to see some Infestors, though. Infestors really shut this down efficiently, and still okay against the High Templars as long as you can control really well. So, as I try to get a bit of aha here, we do see Trap just posturing on the map, looking for some overlords, and he's using his observer here to see the army of TooDming. I really want to see... Oh, he has to watch out. The War Prism will be going down. That's a nice pickup here from TooDming. And TooDming has a really nice setup. He's going to attack from all flanks, but Trap gets out in time. Had it been on that platform, that could have been devastating. But he gets out, and he's not going to be trapped. I hate when players have those names, though. I need to be able to use the word trapped, but I can just keep repeating myself, I guess. +2/+1 is on the way here for TooDming, who now is going to go into the Hive. I would love, as I said, to see Infestus instead, but I'm not sure if he knows exactly that this is going to be Storm. Here we go, though. Great wraparound coming out from TooDming. The Storm goes down, though, and we see force fields all over the place. Nice micro coming out from Trap. He's really focusing down half of the army only of TooDming. The other half can't really fight. And TooDming is rapidly falling in supply, but he's replenishing quickly. And if that Immortal falls, that could be devastating for Trap. TooDming with a great wraparound is going to get the Immortal as well. The other one joins the fray, and that is going to be enough to push TooDming back for now. But TooDming already is just replenishing his army. He might lose all these Hydras and Roaches, which is going to be a big blow for his army composition and, of course, setup. But now Trap has his opening. He can attack if he wants to, but we have to remember still, that was a huge trade from both sides. Although Trap went far ahead in that exchange, he still doesn't have that huge of an army, and we do see TooDming already really getting a big army to defend with, and that means Trap can't really push too far into this. I would, though, love to see some Overseers added in the army of TooDming. Right now, that Overseer has seen everything there is to see about TooDming's army, and that's why Trap doesn't go in. He doesn't try his luck, really. He's just going to go back, play defensive, and wait until he has another composition that can beat TooDming. Now, TooDming is almost maxed out again. He's going to keep this kind of latte tech to just keep attacking. Though he did add Hive, he still doesn't have anything from the Hive. He's now trying to add +3, but he's still just using Roach Hydra Ling, really, and it's not the most efficient composition against this. We see right now, +2, armor is on the way as well. And he has mortality, doesn't get trapped. Right now, 2 good storms do go down. A lot of Blink Stalkers coming out here, as well as those Immortals. A lot of Hydras, though, need to focus down the Immortal. First Immortal does fall, and that's going to force Trap back. That's a lot of Hydras and Roaches for you. And the Archer will be going down even before it really finishes up. We see a lot of the economical structure here is being beaten down in Trap's natural. The Immortal, though, will hold on for the time being. The other Immortal did fall, though, and now the Roach and Hydras are just rallying in to the third of Trap. At the same time, though, the main was being dropped into, buying a lot of time here for Trap. Trap might have just enough to keep himself alive, but that was a big blow for the Korean Protoss, and that means actually right now TooDming has a huge advantage. He took out 25 workers. There's no fourth base here for Trap, and now Trap goes for retaliation right away, but the War Prism was actually shooed away here. The drop was cleaned up and not too much went down. We've seen only 1 worker in total killed here by Trap, and now we're going to see, as I said, soon enough, +3 is going to be done. We see melee upgrades being done here for, being finished rather here for TooDming, and that forge is still unpowered. He's not powering it up yet, so the upgrades here from Trap is really being delayed. So TooDming now, he's far ahead in supply, about 70. He's on 4 base against 3, and he killed a ton of workers, which are going to be replenished here by Trap. Trap as well is kind of mining dry completely in his main. His natural is also getting close. His third is the only one that really is mining well, but he has to add a fourth. You can't just stay on 1 base economy, and that is something that TooDming knows. So he's just going to keep trying to take these exchanges and these engagements, and I have to say, this is a brilliant game from him. I was really critical about him going for this kind of lad tech composition, but it has really been working out, and now he's going to hit the timing with his +3, just about to finish up. Has to watch out for the storms, though. It's really clumped up. There are no force fields available, and there goes the first storm. Just some damage, but not too bad. Going to have to hit better than that right now, Trap. 7 seconds left for that upgrade. See 1 Roach fall, but still an okay trade, although force fields were used. And here we go. Trap has to defend. Great forces going down onto the forces of TooDming, but more are rallying in. And now he's almost completely out of force fields. Sorry, for Side Storms. There's only 1 left for Trap right now as TooDming is moving into the 3rd base. And is it enough really for Trap? I do not think so. Great Storm though, coming on to every single Roach and Hydra to the right-hand side. Arcos are morphing. Behind though, a few Roaches joining the fray. We see a rally coming out for TooDming is killing off almost all the economical structure here of Trap. And the Archon is falling. There's only one Immortal left. And although I think Trap might hold this base, perhaps he doesn't have anything to fall back on. It's down to 31 workers. And yes, the last Roach and Hydras are cleaned up, but there's nothing left. We saw the 4th base being attacked by the War Prism. Wasn't enough. We see the Natural being completely fine after all that dropping from Trap in the background. He's trying to do what we saw in the when we saw the day before yesterday with so much dropping in the background, these kind of warp-ins with Zealots. It's not working against TooDming, and TooDming now is just going pressure forward. He has such an amazing army compared to Trap. It's not the biggest one if it was an equal game, but now he's 100 supply ahead, and that is going to be too much for Trap. That is going to be a GG, and TooDming is going